What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Smokestacks Traditional Barbecue. I'm your host, Matt Gillette, and today we are going to start a new series called Regional Flavors. So we're going around the country trying all sorts of things, going to try some new rubs, new sauces, see where things take us. So stick around, hit that button down low, subscribe and like. Oh, I forgot the part about Texas. What better place to start than in the heart of barbecue down there in Texas? Okay, first step for us today is we're going to get our fire going here. So while we're getting our brisket trimmed up and everything, we're going to be ready to go. Just put wood on, throw the brisket on, everything will be all warmed up. These are a lifesaver. It takes less than a second to light this thing, and then you just set it and forget it until your charcoal warms up, because sometimes we all know light the charcoal can be a pain in the butt. Anything that I'm going to be using today in this video, it's going to be down in the description below, so make sure that you click a link, go get what you need. Just kind of toss that tumbleweed down there, light it on fire, and that's all it took. So awesome stuff there. We're doing Royal Oak lump charcoal today. This is actually my first bag I've ever bought. Usually do some Kingsford stuff. So Royal Oak lump charcoal. We'll see how it burns up today. New tactic. All right, so we're starting off with some Texas flavors. Something personally about me is Texas is just got my heart, okay? I love Texas barbecue. It's really what I kind of like base everything off of. Obviously, we got the little propane tank offset here, which is just the meta of cookers down there in Texas. So the meat selection for today, we went with a brisket. I tried really hard to find some beef ribs, but I will say up here in Ohio, beef ribs are very hard to find around our area. At least I looked in multiple counters, called multiple places. I could not find anybody that had any beef ribs. So we just went with the brisket. This is from Sam's Club, prime grade beef right here. So Sam's is one of the only places that I can actually find prime beef. So that's where I shop typically for my briskets. So down there in Texas, beef is king, and what easier way than just to put some salt and pepper on it and let the beef speak for itself. They really like them simplistic flavors, nothing over the top, and honestly, sauce isn't even that important to them down there when it comes to brisket, right? So today we're just going to get a simple rub on here. We're going to trim her down, throw her on there, and let the wood and the smoke do its job. So let's get this thing trimmed up. If there's anything I can convince you of today, these knives are the way to go. Today we're going to be using Killer Hogs barbecue brisket rub. I know I said earlier that we're kind of mainly focused on salt and pepper here. I did look at the ingredients after I got this on Amazon. There are a couple more ingredients in it other than that, but you can definitely tell that a majority of this is salt and pepper. So we're gonna go ahead, give it a go anyways, and see how she cooks up today. Starting out here with a little bit of mustard for binders. I don't think this is necessary, but I know this is something that's commonly practiced, and this is commonly practiced in just about everywhere, so that's why we're going to do it today. All right, so as far as fuel type or wood type that we got here today, down in Texas, post oak is king for everything that they do down there. I got some post oak here. Up here in Ohio, we don't really have access to that. So this post oak, actually, it came off of Amazon. I bought it, came in a box. So again, that's down there in the description if you're interested in trying out some post oak. These are really nice even if you cook on charcoal. I think they are really nice shape, so you can cut them in really nice squares or cubes. If that's what you do, you kind of set them down in your charcoal and smoke that way. We're gonna pour out our charcoal. And again, I don't use a whole lot of charcoal. I really just need it to start my fire. I can just tell you right now, sometimes different charcoal I smell, and it smells like maybe metallic-y or something like that. This smells like barbecue. I really like the smell that I'm getting out of this right now. Tip of the day if you're struggling with fires. All those brisket trimmings that we just came off, I mean, there's some meat in there, yeah. Some people will keep that, they grind it out, they make burgers, make sausage, something like that, but a lot of it still has some fat that runs through it. I trim this up, throw it in the foil pan, throw this on the smoker, and then it kind of melts down into really nice smoked beef tallow that later on we can use that on the brisket to make sure that it is as moist as possible. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I also have some warm water right here. We're gonna put it into this foil pan as well. We wanna make sure that we got nice warm water in there, help us bring up our internal temperature. This is going to help the moisture in our cook chamber increase, make sure that the meat stays moist at all times. And again, up here in Ohio, this is the dry season, so you wanna make sure that you keep as much moisture inside the cook chamber as possible. It is cold, I promise. You know, sometimes I watch those videos of people in Texas making stuff, and they got like their winter coats on, and they're like, "You see, I got my heavy stuff. It's really getting chilly down here in Texas. It's like mid-40s." We're talking 30s, and it's early. All right, we've been into this about, oh shoot, I don't know what time it is. I started this, but I don't even know what time it was. We are about 4 hours into this now. Been above 250 the entire time. I got close to about 290 a couple times, but we've been riding pretty good right around this 275 mark, which is where we'd like to be. Looking good. Everybody spritzes with something a little different. With us focusing regionally in Texas, there's been a couple different things I've seen people spray with, depending on what they're cooking. Apple cider vinegar I've seen out of there. I've also seen pickle juice being mixed in with some stuff. Some people combine multiple things with each other. Worcestershire sauce is probably one of the main things that you see down there, especially later in the cooks. It's got a great flavor, adds another depth in there, adds great moisture. So right here we have about 50-50 W sauce and water. I did notice a difference in the smell with the post oak. That was different because around here, like I said, we use hickory. Right now we're at 275 on the dot, so we're gonna let this thing keep rolling. We're really looking for the brisket to get over the 165 mark. Once we get there, we can get it wrapped up. We'll see you in a couple hours. Hopefully this thing will be ready to wrap when I see you next. Okay, we're back. We're about 8 hours into this thing. We're about to pop the lid, get a good look at what we're working with here. We're gonna get the temperature probe out and see where we're at as far as temperature goes. Again, we're looking for that 165 to 175 range to wrap. We're gonna put the oven at 250 and finish this thing out inside of the oven. This is just going to save me fuel and it's been a long process so far, and with the low temperatures, it's just causing me to go through a lot of fuel. It's cold. I'm freezing. I'm gonna go inside. We'll see you later. All right, so it's about 4 o'clock the next day. Last night it got done at about 1 in the morning and it was just too cold. It actually snowed here last night, so I didn't have it in me to come back out here last night and show you the product coming out of the oven. We pulled it, it was 198 in the point end. It's been in the oven at 165 degrees since 1 a.m. last night. I just pulled it out of there. So it's been in there over 12 hours. This piece right here really tells me a lot about the the rub that we used. Definitely got good tenderness. Nice smoke flavor. It is a little bit more mellow than I think I'm usually used to. Like I said, we're using that post oak like that. Cut off piece of our flat end, cooked pretty well right there. Pulled right apart. The rub's really good. I think I'm used to a little bit more salt on my rub. Killer Hogs brisket rub, heavy salt and pepper. I gotta recommend it. I mean, it's right there. If you're looking to do a Texas style brisket, this is a good rub. This fat layer right here, you really like that fat layer. You see how it turns a little bit yellow? That's really what we're looking for, and I think that's really where we, you know, when we cook at 275, I think that really gives us that yellow, mellowed out fat right there. That's perfect. All right, like I said, since we are down messing around with some Texas flavors, I don't like that one. Down messing around downtown. You can really hurt some feelings in Texas if you tell them you're putting sauce on your brisket. However, for the sake of science, we got to go all in on the Texas flavors here. So we have some Texas spicy sauce by Traeger here that we're going to give a shot. I like spice. Hopefully it gives me a little kick here. That actually is tremendous on there, I'm not gonna lie. I think just for science purposes, we should probably do that again. Man, yeah, it wasn't wrong the first time. That's good. That's good. Well, that does it for Texas flavors. Come back, check us out next time when we head to the Carolina region and try some new flavors. Sauce it up. Roll that out. All sorts of.